In a secluded village cradled by the embracing arms of ancient mountains, there lived a monk named Jinyan. He was revered not only for his deep understanding of Buddhist teachings, but also for his unwavering kindness. Jinyan believed in the virtue of boundless softness. To him, every act of aggression was a step away from enlightenment. The tranquility of the village, however, was soon to be challenged. A warrior named Zhen, known for his prowess and pride, arrived. He had heard of Jinyan's reputation and sought to test the limits of the monk's philosophy. Zhen believed in strength and the power of assertiveness, viewing Jinyan's ways as a weakness. As the days passed, Zhen would confront Jinyan with various challenges, each designed to provoke a reaction. He would disrupt the monk's sermons, challenge his beliefs, and even mock the ways of the village. Yet, Jinyan responded with nothing but kindness and patience. The villagers began to feel the strain of this uninvited presence. They revered Jinyan's teachings, but started questioning the practicality of his unwavering softness. How can such gentleness withstand the harsh realities of the world? They whispered among themselves. One evening, as Jinyan meditated by the serene village pond, a revelation dawned upon him. He reflected on the nature of water, soft yet capable of carving through stone given time. It was in this moment of contemplation that Jinyan began to question, is there strength in my softness, or have I been blinded by my own beliefs? The next day, Zhen confronted Jinyan once more. This time, however, there was a subtle shift in the monk's demeanor. He greeted Zhen's provocations not with passive gentleness, but with a calm, assertive clarity. Jinyan's words were like the quiet flow of the river, steady, unwavering, yet not forceful. Zhen, taken aback by this change, found himself engaging in a genuine conversation with Jinyan. They spoke of strength, vulnerability, and the true essence of power. For the first time, Zhen began to see the wisdom in Jinyan's approach, and Jinyan appreciated the warrior's perspective. As the days turned into weeks, the interactions between Jinyan and Zhen evolved from mere confrontations to profound discussions. The villagers, initially skeptical, began to witness a remarkable transformation. Zhen, who had once been the embodiment of brute strength and arrogance, started showing signs of introspection and humility. Jinyan, too, was changing. The monk, who had once held an unwavering belief in the power of absolute softness, was now embracing a new understanding. He learned from Zhen that sometimes strength and assertiveness were necessary to protect and uphold one's values. This realization did not diminish his commitment to kindness, but rather deepened it, adding a layer of wisdom and practicality. One afternoon, as the village gathered for a festival, a band of marauders approached, drawn by the festivities and the potential for plunder. The villagers, accustomed to a peaceful existence, were ill-prepared for such a threat. Panic began to set in, and all eyes turned to Jinyan and Zhen. Jinyan stood calm yet firm, a striking contrast to his usual serene demeanor. He addressed the marauders with authority, his words carrying the weight of both compassion and strength. Zhen, standing beside him, exuded a quiet confidence, ready to defend but not eager to provoke violence. The marauders, sensing the unexpected resolve in the villagers, hesitated. They had expected an easy target, not a community united and strengthened by the teachings of a monk and the presence of a warrior. After a tense standoff, the leader of the marauders decided the village was not worth the trouble and ordered a retreat. The village erupted in relief and gratitude. Jinyan and Zhen had shown them the power of balance, the strength that lies in the union of softness and firmness. The villagers understood that true wisdom was not in choosing between the two, but in knowing when to use each. In the days that followed, Jinyan and Zhen continued their dialogues, each learning from the other. Zhen started to participate in Jinyan's teachings, adding his own insights about strength and protection. Jinyan, in turn, shared his wisdom on compassion and the strength that lies in understanding and empathy. As the seasons changed, the bond between Jinyan and Jen grew stronger, symbolizing the harmonious blending of their once opposing philosophies. The village, too, flourished under their combined guidance, becoming a beacon of balance and wisdom. One day, a young traveler arrived in the village. He was on a quest for enlightenment and had heard tales of the wise monk and the transformed warrior. The traveler observed the peaceful coexistence in the village and the respect Jinyan and Jen commanded. He was intrigued by how two seemingly contradictory paths had merged into one harmonious way of life. Jinyan welcomed the traveler and invited him to join their discussions. As they conversed, the traveler shared his confusion about the path to enlightenment. He had always believed that absolute non-resistance and pacifism were the keys to spiritual growth. However, the unity of strength and softness he witnessed in the village challenged his beliefs. Jen shared his journey, how he had learned the value of restraint and the power of understanding. He spoke of how true strength was not in overpowering others, but in empowering oneself and those around. Jinyan added that enlightenment was not the rejection of any aspect of oneself, but the acceptance and harmonization of all parts. The traveler listened intently, absorbing the wisdom in their words. He began to understand that the path to enlightenment was not a rigid adherence to a set of rules, but a fluid journey of self-discovery, embracing both the soft and the firm aspects of one's nature. As the traveler prepared to leave, he thanked Jinyan and Jen for their teachings. He felt a newfound sense of clarity and purpose, ready to continue his journey with a balanced perspective. The story of Jinyan and Jen, the monk and the warrior, began to spread far and wide. People from different lands came to the village, seeking the wisdom that had transformed a place of potential conflict into a haven of peace and understanding. Jinyan and Jen, once at the opposite ends of a spectrum, had now become symbols of unity and balance. They had shown that the middle path, the balance of softness and strength, was not only a philosophy to be pondered, but a practical way of living that could transform individuals and communities. As the village became a sanctuary of wisdom, Jinyan and Jen often reflected on their journey. They had traversed a path filled with learning and growth, not only for themselves, but for the entire community. The village, once a quiet, isolated place, had transformed into a vibrant center of learning, attracting seekers of wisdom from all walks of life. One serene autumn evening, as the leaves painted the village in hues of amber and gold, a gathering was held. Villagers and visitors alike sat around Jinyan and Jen, eager to absorb their teachings. The air was filled with a sense of anticipation, a collective yearning for the wisdom that had reshaped so many lives. Jinyan spoke first, his voice calm and resonant. He talked about the journey of the village, how it had faced challenges and emerged stronger. He emphasized the importance of compassion and understanding, the need to be soft in a world that often prizes hardness. Jen followed, his tone complementing Jinyan's. He spoke of strength and courage, not as tools for domination, but as means to protect, uplift, and inspire. He shared his realization that true courage was in facing one's weaknesses and transforming them into strengths. As the night deepened, the gathering turned into a dialogue, with villagers and visitors sharing their experiences and insights. Stories of personal transformation, of overcoming prejudices and fears filled the air. It was a testament to the profound impact of the balanced path Jinyan and Jen had championed. In the following days, a young villager approached Jinyan and Jen with a proposal. Inspired by their teachings, he suggested creating a space within the village, a school where the principles of balance, compassion, and strength could be taught, a place where the wisdom of the monk and the warrior could be passed on to future generations. Jinyan and Jen embraced the idea, seeing it as a natural progression of their work. The village set about creating this school, a place that would be open to all, regardless of their background or beliefs. It would be a place where the teachings of softness and strength could be explored and integrated, a place of continuous learning and growth. The school became a reality, a testament to the journey of the village and its inhabitants. It stood as a symbol of the unity between Jinyan and Zen's philosophies, a physical embodiment of the balance they had found and fostered. Years passed, and the school in the village flourished. It became a beacon of enlightenment, drawing in those seeking a deeper understanding of life's complexities. Jinyan and Zen, now revered as wise elders, continued to teach, their lives embodying the principles they espoused. The school's curriculum was unlike any other, blending physical training with philosophical teachings. Students learned martial arts from Zen, not as a means of aggression, but as a way to understand discipline, control, and the responsible use of strength. From Jinyan, they learned meditation and the teachings of Buddhism, discovering the power of compassion, empathy, and inner peace. As the village thrived, it became a living example of the harmony between strength and softness. The villagers, once simple farmers and artisans, now carried themselves with a quiet confidence. They had learned to stand firm in the face of adversity while maintaining a compassionate heart. The story of the monk and the warrior had now transcended the boundaries of the village. It had become a legend, a narrative of transformation and wisdom that inspired countless others. People from distant lands came not only to learn at the school, but also to experience the unique atmosphere of the village. One day, as Jinyan and Zen sat under the old tree where they had first met, they reflected on their journey. They spoke of the paths they had walked, the challenges they had faced, and the lessons they had learned. They realized that their greatest achievement was not in the teachings they had imparted, but in the lives they had touched and transformed. As they conversed, a group of children played nearby, their laughter ringing through the air. These children, growing up in the village, embodied the principles of the school. They were kind yet confident, strong yet compassionate, a new generation that would carry the legacy of Jinyan and Zen forward. In the twilight of their years, Jinyan and Zen understood that their story was not just about a monk and a warrior. It was a tale of human experience, a journey of finding balance in a world of extremes. Their legacy was not in the words they spoke, but in the example they set, a path of harmony that would guide many more in the years to come. As autumn returned once more, painting the village in a tapestry of red and gold, the time came for Jinyan and Zen to pass on their roles as the primary teachers of the school. They had imparted their wisdom and watched it take root in the hearts and minds of many. Now it was time for new teachers to continue the legacy. On the day of their retirement, the entire village gathered to honor them. It was a celebration of their journey and the profound impact they had made. The air was filled with gratitude and respect, not just for Jinyan and Zen, but for the path they had charted, a path of balance and unity. In their farewell address, Jinyan spoke of the impermanence of life and the importance of continual growth and learning. He reminded everyone that the essence of their teachings was not in rigid doctrines, but in the adaptable and compassionate approach to life. Zen, standing beside him, echoed these sentiments. He emphasized the need for strength, not just physical, but the strength of character, to face life's challenges with courage and integrity. He encouraged the villagers to always seek balance, to find the middle path between extremes. As the ceremony came to a close, the villagers and students lit lanterns, releasing them into the evening sky. Each lantern symbolized a lesson learned, a life touched by the teachings of the monk and the warrior. The sky was soon aglow with a myriad of lights, a breathtaking spectacle of hope and wisdom. Jinyan and Zen watched the lanterns drift upwards, their hearts filled with a serene sense of accomplishment. They had started their journey as two individuals with contrasting beliefs, but they ended it as embodiments of a unified philosophy. Their story, a tapestry woven from threads of strength and softness, would live on in the hearts of those they had taught. It was a story that transcended the confines of the village, a narrative of harmony and balance that would continue to inspire and guide. In the years that followed, the school grew and the village prospered, becoming a symbol of the enduring power of the middle path. The teachings of Jinyan and Zen, the monk and the warrior, became a beacon of hope and understanding, a testament to the idea that true strength lies in the harmony of opposites. And so, the legend of the monk and the warrior, Jinyan and Zen, continued to echo through the ages, a timeless tale of enlightenment, balance, and the unending journey towards a deeper understanding of life.